Hola! Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing today? I have a very quick message for you guys. I actually got this message on Sunday and I just remembered about it as I was getting ready. So I know that's God literally pushing me to put the message out. But it's very important because I know a lot of you guys have been suffering from this and suffering from warfares and stuff. And I feel like this is going to be your confirmation. Like I said, when you watch videos and stuff, it's basically something that God has already told you. You already felt in your spirit. And then I'm just here giving you the confirmation. But still pray about it and still find out if it is your message, okay? I did have a dream. It was a dream about a female. She was actually at one specific level in her life and she was staying at this like high-end place. I'm not sure if she lived there or what, but she was staying at this high-end place. And then shortly after, she was like looking healthy. She was looking good. She was glowing and everything. And then shortly after, the dream switched from her looking healthy, looking good to being in this like poverty type of like place, right? And it was really, really bad. Like it was really, the place just looked really, really, really bad. And she did not look healthy. She did not look good. She did not look like, she did not look healthy. Let's just say that, okay? And, I know some people are going to say, well, that could have been God stripping her from her blessings and then her starting over. But let me tell you something about God. When God strips you of everything, he is going to take care of your basic needs. So if God says you got to stop this job or you got to stop this business or you got to switch your path, yeah, he may strip you from everything. He may take everything that you had away from you, but he's going to make sure that he does take care of you when it comes to the basic necessities. He's going to make sure you're eating. He's going to make sure you're still healthy. He's going to make sure that you're okay. He's going to still be instructing you and giving you advice on what to do, etc. Right? That's what happens when God strips you. You may not be where you were before, but as you're kind of like in a place that you're not comfortable with, and it's kind of like, oh God, why'd you bring me here? He's still going to make sure he takes care of you. He's not going to lead you to a position to where you're dying or to a position to where you're falling apart, unless you're going through like something like Job. But Job wasn't even dying. God was still helping Job. God was still assisting Job. And Job's story is a complete different manner from this dream, okay? What I got from this dream also when I woke up, I was told it was actually this person's going through warfare and they're trying to mess with your finances. That's what it is, because you are about to break a generational cycle. You're breaking generational curses. And because of that, whoever is putting you through this warfare, like whoever's doing whatever they're trying to do to you, they're trying to mess with your finances because they realize that, doing something to you physically, like magic wise and all of that, is not working. They realize you're still a go-getter, you're still ambitious. And no matter how much, they try to block you, for some reason you keep glowing, you keep thriving. And that's God. That's through God, through the grace of God, right? But so what they're trying to do is they're actually, and I spoke about this before, but this particular dream, they're trying to bring this woman from let's just say she's at a level 10 in her life. Trying to bring from level 10, trying to bring it to level 1. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like they're trying so hard to bring her back to poverty. Let's just say that. Coming out of poverty, breaking a generational curse, leaving poverty, and making something of yourself, and I feel like this is strongly family. I'm going to tell you why after, but making something of yourself, being someone that people said you're not going to be, and they're trying to strip you from that and bring you all the way back down to, to a poverty mindset, poverty level, and all of that stuff, right? So let me tell you something. I really feel strongly that this has to do with family, because when I saw this dream, instantly I knew the person was breaking a generational curse. And I knew that, for the person to be at the level they're at, it meant that she probably had to cut off people from her family. She probably had to cut off friends. She probably had to cut off all the naysayers, right? But in order for her to get back to that level, right, level 1, that poverty mindset, it meant that she may have opened back that door and allowed the poverty mindset back in, which means like you may have allowed people to come back in your life that may have had a strong influence on you that God may have told you to release. It may have been that you were not being smart with your income. And it may also be that the family, you've let them back in, those who are not good for you. Let's just say narcissistic families, those who are not good for you. And you letting back in is like opening the door and allowing the devil to use these people to try to take from you. Because when you have people around you who don't want your best interest, they're going to try to put you down. They're going to try to take from you. You guys ever been around friends that all they want to do is just hang out and smoke and drink and all of that stuff, and nobody wants to go to school, nobody wants to do something of their life? You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not judging anyone that's doing that, but what I'm saying is like, in the past, you ever notice you had friends like that, and then nobody wanted to go to work, everyone just wanted to just hang around all day, and then it's kind of like wasting your life away? It's like, imagine hanging around these types of people, knowing how much you've changed, knowing how much you knowing how much has prospered in your life. Imagine going back to that level and hanging around these types of friends again, or hanging around these types of family members again, and then you're kind of like, that mindset kind of like it's like pulling you back in. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have to be very cautious of the people that you have around you. Okay, I want to give you a scripture. I already read the scripture to you guys before, but it's so deep, because it's the scripture that came to me when I remembered about this dream. 1 Corinthians 3 verse 16. Don't you know that you yourselves are God's temple, and that God's spirit dwells in your midst? If anyone destroys God's temple, God destroys that person. For God's temple is sacred, and you together are that temple. Okay, so if you and God are that temple, and God's temple is sacred, and God is within you, it means that everything that you do in your life is through God. Everything that you touch is going to be through God. Everything that you touch is going to be like a blessing. So it's kind of like, if you're at a level, if God is elevating you to a level to where you're able to provide, to where you're able to get rid of that poverty mindset, to where you're able to break a generational curse. If anyone tries to come in and tries to pull you down or tries to mess with you on that level, we're messing with God. Anyone that tries to destroy you, they're just trying to destroy God. Because remember, God's purpose and God's will, everything that you do is according to God's purpose and God's will. God is leading your footsteps, right? So if you are elevating, it's because God is leading your footsteps for you to be able to elevate to begin with. So someone that's trying to pull you down, they're basically messing with God's will and God's purpose. And I said this before, okay? Another thing I want to tell you is that, God, even though you may be elevating, you're trying to get yourself out of this warfare, and you can feel they're messing with your finances, because it's like, okay, I can't, when it's time for me to go to work, I get tired. When it's time for me to do something, I get tired. But you still kind of push through. You just got to keep pushing through. The main thing that hit me was, I feel like, honestly, it's strongly family. And I feel like the reason why, whoever this message is for, I feel like there's a reason why. I feel like there's a bit of animosity towards the fact that you're doing a lot better than your cousins, or you're doing a lot better than your mom or your dad, or you're doing a lot better than your brothers and sisters. And it's not that it's a boastful type of thing, no, but it's the fact that no one expected it to be you, because everybody thought you were nothing. Everybody thought you were the black sheep. And that's the thing. When God chooses his people and calls his children, it's never who people expect it to be. It's never that saint that grew up in church. It's never that saint that a straight A student. God is going to call someone that's going through a lot of hardships and obstacles in order for there to be a testimony. So I feel like the fact that God called you, and the fact that people had their own perception of you, and they tried to hold on to that perception of you. And then when they saw that you are a different person and you're really walking with God, it kind of got them all riled up. It kind of got them like, whoa, how did she go from here to here? Or how did he go from here to here? Even though Jim was a female, you guys don't know what I'm talking about. Like, it can literally be like, you may be the male going through this, you know what I mean? But that may cause some people to be riled up, because at the end of the day, they don't want to see you progressing. They don't want to see you at a higher level, especially if you're surpassing them. They don't want to see you surpassing them. Do you see what I'm saying? So I honestly feel like it may be your family that's doing this. Another thing that I got last night, I heard that someone's mom is an undercover witch. I heard this last night. And the thing about it is that, you would have already suspected it. And what I mean by that is, this person is into warfare. This person's like, what I mean into warfare, like into black magic, into spells, or they're paying people to do stuff, right? And I know how you feel. I'm not going to go into my situation, my story, but my story is similar. You know what I mean? So when I heard that message last night, it kind of hit me deep too. You know what I mean? But I feel like the fact that I'm remembering this message today about the dream, and I had this message on Sunday, and I remembered it today, and it's around the same time, the same day that I got the got the message about someone's mom being undercover witch. It just kind of connects. Do you see what I'm saying? So whoever this message is for, remember that God is covering you. And just because you know that God is about to lead you to a higher purpose, It does not mean that you have to be reckless when it comes to your money. You have to be reckless when it comes to certain things, because that can also bring you back down. You still have to listen to instructions from God when it comes to saving your money, how to spend your money, what investments to go in, what job to go in. And if God is stripping you from a position and bringing you to a different position, you got to listen to him, because he's doing it for a reason. Remember, he can see what you can't see, and he knows what you don't know. Okay, so have faith in God and trust God, and they won't succeed. Remember what I said, they won't succeed, but you still have to play a role in praying and fasting and really just being obedient. Okay, love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.